Chief of DTF Printing. Thank you all for coming to the inaugural DTF Expo. So excited to see you all here. Happy to see you in the first session of the day. We have Joss from Kingdom DTF. He is going to be talking about DTF For Beginners. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear from him. We'll have some time for Q&A at the end, so stick around. Make sure you have all your questions ready for Joss, and thank you again for being here. I'll hand it off to you.
All right. Thank you, Adrian. Good morning, everyone. How we doing? All right. My name is Jos Kurulon from Kingdom DTF. So I'm happy to be here, and I want to thank the DTF Expo team, also DTF.com, for this invitation. So today we're going to start talking about DTF for beginners. So you're going to be wondering, what is DTF? So DTF means direct to film. But first, I'm going to talk about a little bit about me, how I started this journey in DTF. So we started DTF by using a modified printer that was the L1800 at that time, back in 2020. And at that time, if I don't remember it wrong, at that time the COVID-19 hit everyone, and everyone was at home looking to do something. So before this, we were doing t-shirts and direct to garment. So when I learned about DTF, I love immediately the results and the transfers. Be able to do full color transfer, that was a plus versus other printing methods that you cannot do it. Excuse me. So after that, we were the first company that started in the United States selling the DTF supplies. After that, followed by other friends in the industry. Because of that, we start doing videos on YouTube, tutorials to teach people how to do DTF, and also teach them how it's going to be the technology of DTF. Today we got a community of DTF, 45,000, combination in social media, our groups, our Facebook, and all of that. People love how to learn about DTF these days, especially because they have that opportunity to do full color transfers versus maybe a screen printing or maybe vinyl that is only one color if you want to be cutting and peeling. So that's a little bit about us. So again, if you have in your mind a question about DTF, what is it? So DTF stands for DTF Film. It's a printing technology. The technology involved of printing the design and then putting the powder glue so you can have a full color transfer for your garments. DTF get popularity these days because these reasons. Number one, cost effective, efficiency to create full color transfers. Can be applied on dark and light garments. So versus other technology that you can, let's talk about maybe sublimation. You cannot do black t-shirts because there's no white ink for sublimation. So in this one, DTF give you the advantage to do black t-shirt, red t-shirts, dark colors and light colors. And number three, it print details, intricate details. So maybe if you were doing vinyl or thinking about doing vinyl cutting, those small spaces to peel that is really hard. So with DTF, you can print and just press that transfer to your garments. So overall, DTF is going to be a value tool for your business or as an individual. It's going to help you to grow if you are starting DTF today. DTF printing step by step. How many of you know the step for DTF? So just a few. Okay, so the other don't know. Okay, so let me try to minimize this and explain to you the step by step. So first, you got the Rip software. With the Rip software, you're going to have your design sent to your printer for production. Basically, print that. It's important that that design is mirrored So when you got your final results, it's going to be the correct way so you can press it on your garment. In DTF, the printer initially prints the color, and then on top of that, it's going to print the white ink. Versus maybe DTG, it was vice versa. It's going to print first the white later and then the color, but this one is vice versa. The white ink is important for this step for the DTF transfer, and at least the minimum required 30 to 50% for white and light garments, and 80% for dark garments. And the reason is that this way you're going to have vivid colors versus opaque colors. So if you, for example, print a design without the white underbase, and you press on a dark shirt, that design is not going to look well. It's going to look dull, and it's not good for that. So the next step that we got, we're going to talk about manually this time. I'm going to explain to you something about later about the machine. So if we applying and curing the DTF powder, make sure that that design is going to be completely covered. So basically, you put the powder and you're going to shake it side by side. You're going to cover that design, and then make sure the excess powder, take it off, because you don't want any border of that design with extra powder, because that powder is going to stick on the shirt. So you don't want that. After curing your DTF, make sure it's completely smooth. So if your DTF transfer is, by looking at it, is look like grainy, it's not completely cured. So that base needs to be really smooth to be able to transfer it to the garment. Now, opting for a shaker oven machine. You're going to see it today in this convention, you're going to see it. That machine eliminates the process of manually, so you don't have to do it manually. And the machine is going to do it for you, everything. It's going to put the powder, shake the powder, cure the powder, and at the end, you're going to have a full transfer for you. Next step, prior to the DTF transfer, you want to make sure to preheat your t-shirt. So this way, all those fibers, they're going to stick down. And also, you're going to remove the moist from the t-shirt. So don't go ahead really quick and put the t-shirt out, just put the transfer and press it. First, preheat that so the t-shirt can have that base ready for the transfer. Press the transfer following the instruction. And each DTF film is not the same, so they're going to have a different instruction. Maybe one is going to stick to the garment maybe in 15 seconds, the other one in 30 seconds, so you want to make sure to follow those instructions, and either cold peel or hot peel. And after that peeling, you want to do the final press to make sure that transfer stick to the shirt and seal that, okay? So, 6 important things that you need to do DTF printing. So we're going to start with the DTF printer, next DTF Inks, DTF Film, DTF Powder, the Rip Software, and also a heat press. DTF Printers is the heart of DTF printing. Without a DTF printer, you're not going to be able basically to do anything, because that's the machine that produced that printer for you. So we're going to talk about 3 types of printers that you can find in today's market, from entry level, mid-range, and also high-end professional DTF printers. Entry level are affordable options for those entering the DTF realm and also want to learn. Mid-range, balancing performance, anyone seeking versatile solutions. And the high-end DTF printer is engineering for precision, and also production, okay? Entry levels. People opt to convert traditional printers to DTF, and in this sample, I'm just showing the first two right here on my right side, and then we got the Procolor L1800. So the first two, the ET8550 and the XP50000, those printers, if you want to use it for DTF, you need to convert those and do modification for those printers. The other one, on the other hand, it comes already converted for you from the factory. So those one are the entry levels. Then we got the mid-range DTF printers. As I mentioned before, the Procolor L1800 come already pre-converted for you from the factory, so that way you skip the step of converting that printer. And then from us, we got a A3 dual head printer. That is a streamlined setup. The users can dive really quick on DTF printing without the hassle, and having also a professional printers over there, because this printer, even you see it's small, but it's going to be a dual head printer, and it's going to be printing fast. High-end the professional DTF printer. In this sample, I put mine, but we're going to show you in a moment. And also in the expo, you're going to see a lot of different machines. So that way you can choose, if you want to go that route, choose different machines. So professional printers come with 2 heads and even 4 heads for speed, for production, and also they are efficient. So we're talking about that machine is a really beast. Those come in different sizes. We got the A1, that is a 24 inches, the A2, 17 inches, and the A3 is a 13 inches. So in our case, we sell the A3, and also we're going to start selling the A1, that is a 24 inches. Excuse me. So continue with the professional printers. We got 2 here that they are 24 inches, but they're a little bit different because these printers use cartridges. So we got the Mimaki TX F15075 that you can see this printer in today's expo. This machine comes with 1 head and also 2 heads. So just remember that they're not going to be bulk systems, they're going to be cartridges. And the new printer from Roland, that dropped about a month, if I'm not mistaken, is a BY20. That printer is going to be 20 inches, but also use cartridges. So don't have a bulk system, and I'm going to explain about that just in a while, so you can understand the difference between bulk and also cartridges. So in this table, pros and cons, I divide each printer by modification, speed, productivity, in bulk, maintenance, also the cost, at least average cost in today's market. So starting with the first two, the ET8550 and the XP50000, in modification, you're going to need to modify those printers if you want to use those printers for DTF. Following by the Procolor L1800, that one, as mentioned before, come pre-converted for you, so you don't need to do that. And the rest of the machines, they're going to already be a DTF printer. So those ones are not converted, they come from the factory, and therefore DTF printers. Speed, important if you are looking for production. The first 3, they're going to be kind of slow. So when we're talking about slow, is the time that it's going to take to print a design. So those ones can take maybe about 8 minutes to 10 minutes, depending your setting. So if, for example, For example, if you want to run 100 DTF transfers, you know that per hour you're going to be making with those printers about maybe roughly 6 prints or 5 if you don't mess up. The rest of the printers, they are fast. Again, 2 heads for production, a small size, big size like the 24 is going to give you that advantage. Productivity, the first 3 I'm going to say no because of that reason, and the rest is going to be yes because they're going to be fast. Bulk system. So when we talk about bulk system, is basically that they have the ink tanks separate from the printers, and you can buy liters of inks, and you can refill those tanks again anytime you need ink or anytime you want. Versus the last 2, they use cartridges. You cannot refill those cartridges back, so you will need to be purchasing those cartridges again from the brand. So in this case, it's going to be Demi Maki and the Roland brand. Print heads, the first 3 use only 1 head, and again, it's going to determine how fast it's going to print. And the rest of the printer, high-end printers, 2 heads, even 4 heads. So it's going to be fast for you. On maintenance, the first 3 is going to be high. They're going to have a high maintenance because those printers were modified to do DTF. They're supposed not to be doing that, but you modify, people use it today, and they got good results. I mean, we start that way, and we can see that those printers works, but they're going to require a major maintenance daily. For example, every 2 days, maybe 3 days or 5, okay? And the professional is going to be low. The reason because those printers have the compartment open, so you can move the print head all the way to the left side. You're going to be having access to the wet capping station over there, cleaning the wiper underneath the print head, and it's going to be much easier for those printers. And not at least the cost. So the first 2 is going to have a low cost, so you can dive in really quick with the XP50,000. If you search online, you can see the prices around $350. The 8550 is going to be around $800. Then the ProColor L1800, their company sells it for about $3,000. So that one's going to be in the medium price. Also with our printer, the A3, that start at $5,000. And then you got the the other ones, the big ones that they're going to start from $8,000, $10,000 and up. So that way you have an idea which route you want to do and which route you want to start. If you want to start with the converter printers, you want to start in the middle, or if you want to dive in right away with a professional machine, you know this way how much you're going to be spending on a machine. Also, it's not here, but you got another option that is that if you don't want to do anything of this, you don't want to have any machine, you have the option to buy DTF transfers from people that they are already printing. So this way, you just buy the transfers. You want to have your own customers, and you resell those transfers, or you do your t-shirts and present that to your customers. Maintenance, I always say to my customers, I always say in my videos that maintenance is the key for any machine, for any DTF printers. It's just like having a car. In your car, you need to change the oil, you need to rotate tires, and all of that. So for this machine, it's the same. You need to be diligent and do your maintenance, because you don't want, for example, a print head clog or any lines, or your machine even down for days if you are producing and making money. So you don't want that. So on modified printers, you need to shake the inks daily. So that way, the white ink stay mixed because precipitation is going to separate the ink. So you want that ink to be mixed. With the high-end professional DTF printers, you don't have that problem. They got an ink pump that is going to be circulating the white ink in the lines, and also the ink tank got a steering that is going to be moving that ink for you, so you don't have that problem. But in modified printers, you need to do it daily. Important daily also check, so this way, you know if you got any issue with your print heads. You don't want to start a production without checking this. If you do it and don't check it, let's say that you print 100 prints, and then you're going to find out that those prints are not good, those prints need to go to the trash. So that's money that you're losing and time. So you want to make sure that that also check is 100% or at least 90% because it's going to give you a good consistency in colors. Clean the print head and the wiper daily or when needed. The inks tend to dry on the wiper, so you need to be checking that maybe in about every 30 days. You check it out and clean that wiper. Or if you see that it's start to getting dry constantly, you want to then check that daily, okay? Next step, wet capping station. The capping station is where the printheads rest. So over there, you want to use a cleaning solution for that. It's called a wet solution. That printer is that printhead is going to be resting over there, and that's going to moist the printhead underneath and help the printhead to stay unclogged. Excuse me. Number 5, if the printer is not used often, you want to rotate the ink from the lines and the dampers. So that way, again, you don't have separation or the lines don't get dry. So you want to rotate that. And if it's a period for non-use, let's say that you want to go on vacation for a month or whatever days you want to do, you want the lines, the dampers, the printhead, and all of that flush. So flush meaning that you need to remove completely the inks from the printer and prepare that printer to be just there until you come back. So that way you don't have ink drags in the lines. And of course, number 7, prepare it for troubleshooting and repairs with a technician if it's needed. Now, let's talk about DTF inks, where the quality of the print start. We got different type of inks. If you don't know, it's not only CMYK, so we got a few others. And I'm going to talk about it today only for premium DTF inks. So I don't want to talk about cheap inks because, you know, when you got a low quality inks, that print is not going to be good. And cheap ink is, for example, that you find, I don't know, maybe a liter for 20 bucks or 10 bucks. That's insane at that price. So you're going to be thinking like, what's going on with this price? So you need to be very careful because the inks, they have a lot of glycerin, and the glycerin can clog your print head. So you don't want that. So always stick with premium DTF inks that you know that is going to give you vibrant colors, and you're not going to have issue with that. Then we got the DTF fluorescent inks that they're vibrant colors and give you an eye-catching to those transfers. So basically they're like neon colors that they're going to look really nice in the dark, and also if you put an ultraviolet light, they're going to glow. So this is samples of premium DTF inks. So we are suppliers, so we sell the liters, and we make sure that our inks always use raw, high quality raw materials. So this way we make sure that our customers are getting premium inks and don't have any issue, especially with the white ink, okay? Next one, example of the fluorescent ink, what I just say, is going to highlight in the dark environment, or when ultraviolet light hit that color, it's going to glow like neon colors. And they come in 4 colors, magenta, yellow, orange, and green. Now, if you're using, for example, a converter machine, you cannot use the orange or the green color. You're going to be able to use only the magenta and the yellow. So basically what you're going to do is replace the magenta and yellow, the regular one, and you can stick this one on the printer and you can do your prints. Now, if you want to go back to the regular ink, you know that you need to flush that ink completely. So what some people do is having 2 machines. So one machine for regular and another machine for when they want to do fluorescent DTF printers. Now let's shift to the focus to the canvas, that is the DTF film. They have a few types. Obviously, we got the standard choice, that is the DTF film. They come in matte, with matte back, that is a double side, or glossy back, that is the single side. So we call this just glossy film because people know the difference when they look around the back, it's going to be completely glossy. And then we got the special DTF inks, that this one is going to be that glamour and eye-catching to your DTF printers. For example, we're talking about glitter film, glow in the dark, and also a metallic one. I'm going to mention these 3 because we sell it right now, but there's more special DTF films. For example, we got eco-friendly paper. We got one that is silver. We got one that is gold. There's another one coming out that is reflective and all of that. And constantly, the manufacturers, they're expanding that range of film for you, so you can have different choices on printing. Regular DTF films come in rolls and also sheets. So the rolls come in 12 inches, 13 inches, 17 inches, now 20 inches, 24 inches, 36 inches, and all the way to 48 inches. So there's coming printers out that they're going to be able to print 48 inches. So that's going to be for big production over there. Now the common standard is either 12, 13, or 24. The rest of the size, they are more customized. So for example, us as a supplier, we can say to the factory, hey, can you do this for me in 20 inches? And they're going to say, yes, we can cut it for you. But because we're purchasing in bulk, but if you want to go to demonstrate and say, hey, can I get this in 20? Maybe they're going to say for you, it's going to be, no, we cannot do it because that's a customized cut for you. Also, the sheets come in A3 and also A3 Plus. So the A3 Plus is a 13 by 19 and the A3 is a 11 by 16. And you got a sample over there, when you peel that transfer beautiful, that is going to be like water. A special DTF films. This sample, I got the glow in the dark and I got the glitter one. I'm not sure if the glitter one, you can see it, you cannot see it, but for sure in today's expo, if you go around, someone's going to have a glitter film and you're going to be able to see it. The glow in the dark, you can see the difference when you print that transfer and you expose that to the dark, it's going to start glowing that way. Only the light colors or white ink. If you print in black ink and you expect that to glow, it's not going to happen, Black ink is no color present, okay? Now, moving on to the glue element is the DTF powder. This process play a big role. So basically it's going to help you to stick that transfer to the garment that you want to put that. So different types, we got white ink powder and we got black powder. The standard in DTF application is the white powder, and it's reliable and consistent, so you can have consistent transfers. Also, we got the black powder that is rarely used, but it's going to help you. For example, if you have issues with color migration. So I'm going to put a sample so you can see it. That one is the white ink, regular white ink powder. So those one come in 1 pound, 2 pounds, 4 pounds, 11 pounds, even 44 pounds. It's going to be like a barrel if you like to purchase a lot of powder. So you're going to be able to do that. And the black powder, in this picture, where this area where it says no black powder, in this case, in the letter that is white, the red color is coming through the letter, causing issues because instead of the letter looking white, it's going to look like a pinkish. You know, maybe your customer is going to say, hey, this is supposed to be white and not pink or any color, different colors. So that's the main issue. The black powder, if you apply it on this one, then it's going to block that color to showing on the letter, and then your color is going to be the correct way. Now, black powder is not recommended to use on white or light shirts. That is going to get that color dual, or maybe the black powder is going to show in that t-shirt and you don't want that. Believe me, I did it and it's completely awful. Moving on to the intricate world of DTF. So we got the Rip software, and Rip doesn't mean resin piece. In this case, means raster image processor. So the software is essential. It's going to translate that digital data to the printer, and the printer is going to be able to process that and print the transfer for you. So the big role in DTF printing, the Rip software can manage the images with precise and also accuracy for the printing process. Excuse me. Also can manage colors and white ink with the ability to control the percent. So, for example, if you doing, let's say the white underbase 50%, and you said, you know what, this doesn't look so bright, I don't like it, so you can change that percent maybe to 80%, 90%, or even 100%, so you can have the desired white underbase. Or if you're doing just a white transfer, you want to be that at least 100%, so it can show the most color, okay? Having an ICC profile also is going to help you match better the colors. So some people, when they start doing DTF and they have everything ready, they start right away printing their transfers, and they said, this blue, for example, our logo, the t-shirt is blue. This blue, it looks kind of dark, so what's going on? And they print it again, try to change the percent of the ink. What happened is that there's no match over there, what they see on the monitor versus what is printing. So an ICC profile is going to help to repair that and try their best to color match what you see on the screen. So even we got several DTF Rip software out there on the market. We recommend Digital Factory from Cutting. Well, now Ferry, so you're going to see them today at the expo. It's because this software is a Pinnacle Producer Award winner for the 2023. So they have an award winner for best use, and also the users vote for that. So meaning that this software is preferred by many users versus other software. But that doesn't mean that you cannot use other software as your Rip software. You can use it, but I'm just saying that because of this, and all the features that this Rip software has, is going to help you to do better prints. It's come in two available formats. So basically it's going to be the desktop printers and also the white format. That one is going to able to manage printer with 2 heads and also 4 heads. Now moving to the heat press, there's many heat press out there on the market, from entry level to professional. At least you want to have a heat press. If you do vinyl or you do sublimation before, maybe you have a heat press already at home, so you want to stick with that because you're going to use it for DTF transfers, either for pressing the transfers or for curing if you want to do that manually. So the standard size, I can say the 15 by 15, when you have a 12 by 12 transfers, you can use that, but you don't want to go all over 15 by 15 because then you're going to be right there at the border and maybe you're not going to be able to press it completely. But that's a versatile option if you got a 15 by 15. Then I prefer myself the 20 by 16. This one has have a bigger area that you can put the t-shirt really nice over there. You can put oversized shirts like 3X, 4X, 5X, and either hoodies. It's going to be better use that size over there to press that transfer. And we got the oversized and automatic heat press. Those ones are for, like I said, basically production. When you are already producing hundreds of shirts and you're making so many shirts that you need constantly be pressing. So we got the automatic press. I don't know if you have seen it before, but they're presses that come in, that they have 2 on the side. So one press here, and that was going to press that transfer, then automatic transfer to the other, to the right side, and press the other one. And the person, the user that is there, is going to be constantly taking off and putting on, taking off and putting on. So that's for production. And we got the also the oversized that is for all over the press. Let's say that you want to try a DTF transfer all over the t-shirt. You can do that. You can try that using this type of heat press. Sorry about that. Now, in conclusion, DTF printing is a revolutionary and transforming force, opening the door for new realms with possibilities and efficiency for both individuals and yourself, and also for businesses. So I'm going to say embrace this as the printing technology for this new era, and you're going to see vibrant colors. You're going to be able to personalize items and also bring your ideas to completely life. Okay? So I think this was a basic, and it's going to cover most of the DTF For Beginners. If you want to do something more advanced and all of that, we can work on that and have a presentation. Maybe you can go to the website and download that. But also, I'm going to encourage you to go all the way to the expo today and see all the machines that they have, all the shakers, and you're going to see which route you want to start. So I'm going to end this here. So thank you so much, guys, for being here today and hear about DTF For Beginners. If you got any questions and I know the answer, I'm going to help you with that. If I don't know the answer, definitely today we got so many professionals that they're going to help you with that question. Preguntas en español, question in Spanish. If someone, si hay alguien que tenga preguntas en español, me la puedes hacer también. Thank you.
Question here.
My question is, what dictates the hand feel? Is it more the film? Is it the amount of passes of the ink? Like if you want a softer print?
Okay, that's a vast question. So, you're talking about the feel of the transfer, right?
Yes.
So it's going to dictate that how many % of the inks you're using for the underbase. So for example, also the colors. So for example, if you're using a heavy ink or a high % in colors, you say, okay, I'm going to use 80% of color and then 100% of white ink. That going to be maybe when you stick it on the shirt, you're going to see, feel that it's going to be a little bit heavy. But if you use maybe a less %, and let's say that you find your, what we call your spot there, then that to the touch is going to feel better and it's going to be thinner. Also, the garment is going to play a big role. If you're using a heavy cotton t-shirt versus, let's say, polyester, on polyester you don't feel anything. That's going to be completely smooth. But on cotton, for example, again, if it's a heavy cotton, maybe you're going to feel that. For example, this one, I don't know if you can hear it feel a little bit, but you know, for me, that's a win because you're going to be producing full color transfers. Did that answer the question? Okay, thank you. Another question?
I have one over here.
Yep.
Thank you. How does this hold up in comparison to silkscreen as far as washing and fading, coming off, anything of that? How does it hold up?
That's a really good question. Thank you for that. So we're talking about washability, right? So because the DTF transfers basically are stick on top of the garment, they can hold around maybe 50 washes or more. But obviously, you need to take care of, the person is going to need to take care of that t-shirt. So there's always recommendation for that you put the design inside and you wash it clothes, or you hand wash. So that way you're going to get that washability in longer time. Versus screen printing, screen printing can last a little bit longer, I can say, because the ink is embedded in the t-shirt. Versus this one, again, that is just on top. But again, you know, there's tips like that one that if you wash your t-shirt with the design inside, that's going to prolong obviously the washability of that. Also, the way you do the transfer. Again, if you use on a transfer, let's say, an underbase of, let's put it 20%. That one can have issues and that one can peel off really quick because that underbase is not there. And I forgot to mention that the powder is going to stick better to the white ink, not the color. So if you put powder on the color and you stick it, that is not going to work. Another question? Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so with this process,
Mhm.
are you able to do a more intense t-shirt as far as, you know, if it's really heavy in colors and variation, does it look better than a silkscreen? Is the process simpler?
Oh, it's good. It's a good question. Like I said, it's going to be a simpler process. For the main reason is that, for example, if you got a customer that said, hey, can you do a transfer for me or a t-shirt for me, full color? I want, you know, you got all the colors that you can think or imagine. And you're going to be able to say, yes, I can do it for you. Versus the screen print, we all know the process that for a screen print, you will need to burn a screen for each color, and that has a cost. So basically, screen printing costs charge you for burning that and prepare the art. So let's say if you got 10 colors, then you're going to have 10 screens that you need to burn and prepare and all of that for screen printing. But for DTF, it's going to be just one click and produce that DTF transfer. Another question, preguntas?
I don't need that. Is it preferred to have a hot peel or a cold peel?
Hot or cold peel, that's going to be depending on the user preference. Some people like the cold peel because they just press that and put on the side and just continue with the other one. But I found that if you're producing many shirts and you want to be fast, you press hot peel, you press hot peel, you press hot peel. It's going to be faster with hot peel if you have a bigger production.
But it doesn't mess with the quality?
It doesn't matter with the quality. It's supposed not to do. Here, sir?
No, I don't need that.
Yeah, we can use the mic, we're recording, so
Oh,
just, yeah,
sorry.
thank you.
Oh, who's going for it?
You can go first.
Yeah, okay.
On the glues and powders, are there MSDS sheets available and all that? And the question with that is that when you're pressing, is there anything that's coming off of the glue and that is harmful in any way?
Thank you for that. Yes, they are. The factory is supposed to provide us, because we are basically purchasing directly from the factory and resell the supplies. The factory is supposed to give us that paper so we can know what we're dealing on. And also, good question is that you said that the powder, when it's curing, it's going to come fumes.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a good idea to have, let's say that you're doing it in this room, at least some type of ventilation to help you not to get that fume. If you are really enclosed in a small room, you need to have a fume extractor over there, or some type, or something set up that fumes go out of the room. It's just like when you're doing laser cutting or anything like that, you got those fumes, so you want the same type of setup. I hope that.
Okay, but as far as you know, like if you look at the MSDS sheet, there's no carcinogenics or anything like that in the fumes that are coming off?
I can say that yes, that's why it's recommended that you have that fume extractor. So you don't want to be
For the curing or the pressing part?
for the curing.
Okay, what
Yeah.
about pressing when you're, any
For the
fumes
powder.
when you're pressing?
When you press it, sometimes also comes that. So I would prefer, actually, I would prefer if I'm doing in this room that type of production, just press it and just be a little bit, away. I don't want to be right there pressing chair, because sometimes when you press it, you can see a smoke coming out.
Do you wear masks? Or do
Me,
people wear
personally,
masks?
I don't wear mask when I'm pressing. I just a little bit, standing back. Question, right?
Josh, do you mind if I just say something about that real quick? If you go to DTFprinting.com, we just have an article about the safety and certifications and things like that. You can check that out. DTF is in its infancy, and so there's more questions than answers right now, but I think that there will be more information about that coming out, and a lot of the manufacturers of the products and inks, et cetera, are really focused on this, and California, for example, is really gonna be honing in on this, but most of the print shops do not have people wearing masks because it is, but the fume extractor is really helpful. So check out DTFprinting.com for more on that.
I'm having issues with, holes after curing my prints. What are some things I need to look at, maybe help stop that? I do use your inks and powders, so I know I'm looking at the humidity in the room, the temperatures and stuff like that, so I'm still having that issue. What are some recommendations?
That one. That was supposed. Oh man, so to be honest, I don't have a straight answer for that one, because at least myself, I don't have that issue. But yeah, you want to take a look at your humidity at the room, all the temp and all of that. So when we're talking about, you have an issue when you do it manually or with a machine?
So I've got a curing oven, so once I'm through curing it, I set it to the side.
And you see moist when it's?
Yeah, so it may not be that day, but like if I'm printing a lot or whatever and I come back to it, then it's gonna be like poorly moisture.
The film, the film,
Yes.
yes. So this happened with the glossy film.
Okay.
So
Well, I
if
just switched
you-
over to the hot peel.
If you can try hot peel, and even if it's glossy, you can see if that happens to you. But I have seen this many times before, and once you switch to matte film, that's all over. That mold is not going to show anymore. I guess it's the way they do the glossy film. I mean, we're talking about the one side that is gloss on the back.
Yes.
Versus the matte. So, yeah. So it's nothing to do with the powder, it's the film. I have changed switched to the matte film, and that fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Questions there, over here?
So, I'm new to the DTF printing operation area. I've always purchased, but now I wanna be an operator. And I know you're a supplier. With me going into the operating part, what are some things I should look for as far as quality powder, quality film? With you being a supplier, what would you suggest that I look for?
Well, first, I can say that you want to look for a supplier that offers premium film, premium inks, and all of that. And when we, for example, talk about premium supply, it's because we already went through a lot of testing.
Gotcha.
So we went through, okay, we print this, we wash, that doesn't work, so don't sell it, put it on the trash. This one worked, okay, so step-by-step testing, the print, the washability, how much it's going to last if you put it on the side and you want to use that DTF transfer, maybe in 60 days, 30 days, because you don't want to press right away, so all of that. But I also encourage any user that if you purchasing different supplies, go ahead and test for yourself and see, and run your own testing and see if that's a good result for you.
So would I suggest a sample test from the suppliers? Sorry. Would I suggest a sample test from the supplier, or do I just like try by error? And then with the prints, the film, with the film, is it like thick, thin that I'm looking for with the powder? Is it like a certain saturation or chemicals? I'm just asking so I can know what is good powder, good film, bad film. Of course, every supplier is gonna say I'm the best, but how do I know?
Yeah, that's why we try to keep it, really simple and clear for everyone, so they can understand what they need. There's going to be suppliers that they can, you can request samples, and
Yep.
they can print that and send it to you.
Okay.
If they have that available.
Got it.
If they don't have that option available, maybe you can find a user already that they already purchasing those supplies and just get one print to spend.
Okay.
That way you're not entering the cost of, having to buy inks, having to buy film and all of that just for this.
Got
So
it.
you can first ask, and then if there's no other options, then you can go to the next one.
All right, thank you.
Question? Yes, sir?
I have two questions, one real quick. With the converted printers, are you able to control the amount of white ink that goes on the shirt?
Yes, you can do it. Yeah, you can. Because remember, the percent is going to be controlled by the Rip Software.
Okay.
So you can over there put how many percent you want to do, 60%, 80%, all of that.
Perfect. My other question, with the converted printers, how much quality do you lose in this? Do you lose a significant amount of quality, like the way that it comes out? That's.
I can say that was tough one too, man.
Tough crowd.
Yeah. But that one I can say yes and no.
Nope.
So let me explain. When I say yes, it's because the type of the printhead that you use is that print. But I can say, I can say no because even you use a converter printer to print, you're going to see a really nice transfer so you can use it yourself.
Yeah, the quality.
Yeah. But, you know, the high-end professional printer, those ones are pretty nice. They use different heads, more professional heads. For example, the i3200, the i1600, or even, like I said, the XP600 printer is decent, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Another question on this side, yes, sir?
I have two questions. What is the shelf life of the transfers? And then, you probably answered this already, but we're like getting here on, how many washings did it do? Because I hear different things. I hear 50 from some, I hear 15 from others and stuff like that.
Okay, for the washability, the manufacturers that produce the inks and all that, they guarantee that it's going to be at least 50 washes plus. But again, that's going to depend how you wash your t-shirt and how you take care of that. Also, how is the transfer made? For the shelf life, what I do with the DTF transfers is that it's recommended you put it inside a Ziploc bag. So a Ziploc bag is going to keep, it's going to keep that DTF transfers. I have tested more than 3 months. That you have that transfer over there doing nothing. Just shelf life, yeah. Any other questions? Is that okay?
Yeah, another one?
Question, guys, preguntas?
We have
Yeah.
time for maybe one or two more.
One or two, okay, so you got one. How you doing?
Yeah, we're trying to do like stadium seats. It's,
Okay.
veneer coated polyester, and we cannot get it to press and stick. Any thoughts?
I think this is the most hard question that I got today. So you're talking about the material of the seat.
Yes.
So,
It's just
yeah, I mean, if that one is polyester, right?
Yeah.
So it should work because DTF transfers, you can stick it, you can transfer it to cotton, polyester, blends, and all that type of things. But it should be maybe, like I said, a pressure issue, probably. So you can try to put more pressure.
like we tried sticking a piece of wood underneath it
Okay.
to give it support, and nothing.
And it's not working. So maybe, and have you tried with different, maybe different supplier, or?
We don't have the finances
Okay,
to get a whole bunch of stuff in stock.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I can recommend try to see if you can get a sample from another supplier and that one works for that material. But if polyester, it should work, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was
That is
thinking.
really
I
rare.
couldn't come up with any reason.
Yeah. Huh. That's something we need to take a look and dive in search. Okay, one more question, and I think that this is going to be the last one. So,
In terms of pressing on certain items, is there any limitations? Because at our warehouse, we press on bags. I'm starting to do chairs now, and some items work better than others, but I'm just chalking it up to the material. Is that correct? That as long as the material would be fine, it doesn't matter what I can press on? That wasn't a question, I'm sorry.
Sort of question.
Sort of question, okay. Yeah, I mean, DTF, remember, DTF have been on the market around maybe now 4 years. So like I said, it's still a baby compared to other printing methods in the past that have, 20 plus years. But like I said, yeah, the material is going to depend. Obviously, the transfer stick better in cotton and polyester. But if you try to stick it on, let's say, maybe wood or acrylic, it's not going to stick well. So for that reason, you have other printing methods like UV, DTF that is coming now new to the market. And let me see that. So, yeah, this one is a type of polyester or plastic, right? I mean, it's got to stick, but yeah, it's got to be, you need to play around with that one. And by looking at it, if you put more white on the base, it's going to help you, because you can see the transparency.
You can see what I was trying to cover up.
Yeah. All right, guys, so thank you so much for the questions, your time. So enjoy the expo, the DTF expo here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Joss. That was
Thank you.
awesome. And thank you everyone for having questions.